Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. It is a hump of the week, Wednesday evening, 31st day of July, 2024, 16 minutes past 5 p.m. Now it is 17 minutes past 5 p.m. The clock has decided, flip over on him. And it has done that. Welcome to Personal Finance on the Smooth Drive. This is where we're going to talk about your money, your personal finance tips and tricks, and basically how you can make your money do a whole lot more for you. Now, we all know how things are in Nigeria right now in terms of the economy. Food is expensive. Everything is even air is expensive right now. So now it's all about being smart with your money and doing the right things. And today we're going to be talking about budgeting and specifically creating the discipline for effective budgeting. It's one thing to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to start budgeting. But if you cannot discipline yourself, I don't know what to tell you. That's why we're here to share knowledge with you. True story, people. Okay, joining me this evening to have this conversation and, of course, get all that knowledge out there because that is what we are all about. I have two absolutely amazing guests with me on the program this evening. First of all, Nathaniel Ikechi. He is the founder and CEO of Funds FinTech Company. Great to have you this evening, Nathaniel.
Thank you very much, Rotus. Glad to be
And
here.
of course, glad to have you. And of course, the lady in the house is Bukola Aladesulu. She is a content strategist at Funds. Very good evening to you, Bukola. Great to have you on the show. I'm so glad I got your name correctly. I've been palpitating here thinking, will I get it right? But hey, it went for me.
Okay, thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
All right. All right, fantastic. Yours truly, Ayokunmi with you, taking you on this ride. And you are wonderful listeners out there. You can be a part of the conversation by sending your thoughts in on WhatsApp. Let us know your thoughts on this budgeting. Do you budget? Do you struggle with budgeting? And what would you love to know more? Our guests will definitely do their best to answer those questions and give you a lot of good insight to make a whole lot more of your money. The WhatsApp number is 0809 440 981 0809 440 981. That's the WhatsApp number. You can also join us on the live stream on YouTube at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Yes, we're streaming live, so you can jump on that as well and get all the value from this conversation. Okay, let's get into the conversation. Nathaniel, I'm actually going to begin with you on this one. And straight off the bat, why is it that people struggle with creating the discipline to set a budget?
Okay, budgeting is a process, okay?
Okay.
And not so many people like to follow process because it has a lot of discipline that comes with it. Now you want to think about it this way, right?
Okay.
I have the money. I have the things that I like. My friends are probably using some of those things. It could be peer pressure. And you're asking me not to spend that money, right? It's very difficult. And that's why I say this process and it requires a lot of discipline. I know Bukola has some good points she wants to share with us when it comes to discipline in budgeting. So Bukola, you can take on that.
Okay. So regarding budgeting, the reason why people find it difficult to actually budget is firstly, there is the difficulty in changing habits. I believe that's one of the reasons why it is very difficult. Yes, it is very difficult to want to start budgeting is because, I mean, there is a way in which we are being brought up, and it is very difficult to want to change the habits. And a good number of us are impulsive spenders and all of that. Now, to get started on all of these things can be a little bit hard. And then lack of immediate gratification. So, I mean, a good number of us, when we get salary, we want to,
you want to turn up.
Exactly, Odogu and Odogres kind of vibe and all of that. And then you understand that you have to calm down and you cannot immediately get the gratification that you want. You have to prioritize some things first. You have to do some things first before you can, okay, let's say, okay, the remaining money that I have is what I can then do to, let's say, should I say enjoy myself? But a lot of people usually do it the other way around. We start with enjoying ourselves, then every other thing come Okay, every other thing comes in the coming. Okay, yeah, it's back. So every other thing come in, and then I think there's emotion too. I mean, spending is an emotion. Everything goes to gratification. There is this joy that comes with spending. There is this joy that comes with spending, and then yeah. So I think that's the reason why people find it really hard to budget. Yeah.
That's very interesting. Now, like you said, Bukola, you said sometimes it's difficult to actually change habits because when you probably grow up in a certain way and get used to a particular thing, when you get a lot older, it is so difficult to then
Yes.
drop those particular habits and begin to do things differently. Now, which brings me to the question of parents. Do they have a role to play in setting an example for kids as they grow when it comes to budgeting and finances in general?
Okay, so Mr. Nick.
Yes. So our parents are primary influencers when it comes to shaping children's financial behavior or an attitude. Because as little kids, when we are growing up, we look up to our parents for everything. So the kids are always looking at the parents, whatever they do, how they spend their money, what they buy, how they negotiate deals. Because sometimes we take them to the shops, we take them to the malls to do shopping and all those things, and they are
Mm.
watching. That's the critical time in their life to master finance and budgeting. Um, like for me in our house, what we do is we made jars for the kids, right? Like piggy banks, right? We kept it for
Okay.
them, like we made it visible for them in their rooms so where they can see. And when someone comes visit or give them some money, or like, okay, what did you say? You say thank you, and what do you do? Say I want to buy toys. So like just toys, you know. And then we get them into that habit of okay, try to save that money. You're gonna need it. You don't have enough for your toys anyway, but try to save it, you know. And we get them into that habit of putting it because this is one of the things we got from our parents. We save in a piggy
Right.
bank for in the future and towards
Saving for the future towards some, other, should I say, important things that will come up. Looks like Nathaniel
school or
was having
something
a
that
little
we
glitch
want
there.
to
Okay,
do.
go on.
Oh, okay, I'm back. Okay, yeah. Like if they want to have the sneakers that they like and they someday want to use it, they can save towards that, right? By putting it
Okay.
away. But more closely, the parents need to carry the kids along with how they save for things in the future, with how they save or plan for their future, either a vacation or um, uh, an important trip or for their school fees or for a car or a house, whatever it is that you want to do in future, it's always important for us as parents to let our kids see that we are saving towards that so that as they grow older, they can pick that habit, knowing that they don't spend everything they have. Like putting a little money aside, no matter how little it is, right? I mean, kids are doing
Right.
that. Parents should encourage their kids to do that.
Definitely. Now let's also bring the schools in here because I mean it's one thing to talk about the parents because that's the home is one place kids spend a lot of time when they grow up. The other place is in school. And it's not something that you see being discussed regularly. You're talking about finances, money, and all that. A lot goes on in school and all that. Now, should effective budgeting and other aspects of finance be taught early so that these kids are being, should I say, given the knowledge from the get-go to understand how money actually works? Because a lot of people grow up not really knowing how money works. We know what money is. We know, oh, money can buy stuff, but how to actually manage that money? No idea. We just, just vibes and all that. That's how we just do things.
Okay, so yes, I believe that financial literacy should be a standard in our education. I mean, a good number of the things that we teach in school is about how we can actualize our dreams and all of that. But when we look at it, when we break these things down in actual sense, the reason why we are doing this thing is because a good number of us want to be rich. There is no purpose-driven life. There is no actualization of dreams without a place of,
Mm.
okay, this person is financially buoyant. When we look at the lives of people that we say that, okay, these people are successful, these people are role models, there are people that are financially doing well. So, I mean, there should be an incorporation of financial literacy. Students should be taught how to save, how to invest. They should be taught about debt management. A good number of us, we are very young, but we are in debt. And I mean, the way Nigeria is even going, it's very hard to not be in debt as a young person. And you'd imagine you are just 25 and you are in so many debt and all of that. So it is very, very important that school incorporates all of these things. So apart from teaching us that, oh, you are supposed to be a doctor, you are supposed to be this, there is a need because the peak of when we look at self-actualization in the instance, there's a place of need, the basic need, and there's a place of dream actualization and knowing what it is that you are and who you are, what you want and all of that. But when we look at the in-depth of all of these things cannot be made possible without the resources for freedom to be able to do all of those things. And that is where we need financial literacy to help us achieve that.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Now, both of you are part of a fintech company that actually helps with budgeting. Now, is technology the way, the truth, and the life when it comes to effective budgeting?
I will say something. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Now, you can say after Jesus, you can talk about technology, right?
Right.
Today we're talking about AI, right? What is changing? We're in a different space right now. And when you talk about AI, you're talking about predictive analysis, right? A huge data-driven platform. Now, when you talk about budgeting, look at back in the day for us old schools who were in the back in the day era, we didn't have the technology, we didn't have the luxury of how to track and monitor our spending. Now, that is one area that technology plays a huge role, right? Okay. We are all on our cell phone, just like you are. We didn't have that 30 years, 40 years ago, right? It wasn't very popular like it is today. But with technology at our fingertips, since that's where young folks, most of us spend our lives and our spare time on, it's important to have something in there that helps us to manage and track our financial behavior. And that's where technology comes in. And Bukola, you can shed more light on that. She's been pioneering that aspect of financial savings and the technology that comes with it for us.
Okay. Bukola, just hold on to those thoughts. We need to go on a quick breather here. When we come back in, you share your thoughts on that, and then we'll continue the conversation. Very interesting when we're having this evening on personal finance right here on Smooth 98.1. We're talking about creating the discipline for effective budgeting. See you on the other side.
All right, thank you.
Okay, a quick break, and then we jump back in.
Drink a break, right?
Yeah, about 2 minutes. Then we'll jump back into the conversation. Let me go and drink water as well. I need it.
Thank you. Because so far you're doing a great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tusa.
Okay.
A wide range of services across core medical and surgical subspecialties. Experience compassionate care and cutting-edge treatment at Evercare Hospital, Lekki. Your health is our priority. Contact us today on 0813-985-0710, or you can visit evercare.ng to schedule your appointment. Evercare Hospital, Lekki. Transforming healthcare in Nigeria.
Imagine warm shower. It's just the right temperature. After a long day, that's the kind of experience our steam delivers. Our premium water heaters are crafted with the finest materials and cutting-edge technology guaranteeing consistent piping hot water whenever you need it. Invest in comfort. Save on energy bills with maximum efficiency. Upgrade your home with Ariston water heater today. For more information, visit our website at www.ariston.com or follow Ariston on Facebook.
See how I'm using corner eye to look at you. Because you keep pressing *321# on your phone. Is it not credit that you want to borrow from Glow? Yes, now. What happened? Has the code changed? Where have you been, girl? *303# is the new code to borrow credit and data on Glow. So the code is no longer *321#, but *303#. Before go *303#, not before show. But guy, I hope so the data where you borrow go reach me and you.
Dial *303# to borrow credit and data on Glow and pay later. *303#, new code, same rate ease.
It's all about your finances made easy because financial.
All right, we're about to jump back in.
Personal finance on Smooth 98.1.
Welcome back to Personal Finance on the Smooth Drive on Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. 33 minutes past 5 p.m. It's a hump of the week, Wednesday evening. Yours truly, Ayokunmi, talking about your money, your finances. That's what we do every Wednesday at 5:15 p.m. on Smooth 98.1. And we've been talking about creating the discipline for effective budgeting. For those who might have trouble with budgeting their monies and want to know more about how it can be done effectively, as a keyword, this conversation is definitely for you. All you need to do is listen closely. And of course, any questions or contributions that you have, you can share them with us on WhatsApp. The number is 0809 440 981. 0809 440 981. You can also join the live stream on YouTube at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. My very special guests are still with me. Guests, yes, plural, 2 guests with me on the show this evening. Nathaniel Ikechi, he is the founder and CEO of Funds FinTech Company, as well as Bukola Aladesulu. She is the content strategist at Funds. Great to have you guys back on the show. It's been a great conversation we've been having this evening, getting knowledge. That is what we're all about. That's what we actually love, knowing how we can make money work for us. Now, Bukola, before we went on that quick breather, I had asked the question about technology being the way forward when it comes to effective budgeting, and you had some thoughts to share with us on that.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, actually, technology is the way. Okay, the second to the way, just as Nathaniel said, the second way. And it's a lot of solution that technology has brought. So these are the things, I mean, we have seen how technology, especially in the fintech, has helped people. I am a role model. I'm a case study of that. I'm a practical living example of how ability to make use of technology has helped me with budgeting. It has helped me. Technology would help you with insight, right? Your personal insight, real life updates, give you real life updates of how you have been able to spend your money. For someone like me, I usually at the end of the month, I check how much I've been able to, how much entered into my purse, how much I was able to dispense, how much I was able to spend and all of that. And all of these things are made possible through technology. I'm very sure that in the olden days, there is no way that you'll be able to get hands-on insights of how you can be able to do all of these things. And then one of the things that it also does, what technology is the fact that you can actually even get not just insight, but also acts on how to do it better. When we look at the insights, when we look at the interfaces that we have, you would see the way in which fintechs have been able to simplify the ways in which people can be able to not just budget, but to also save. There is auto saving, right? Auto saving where
yes.
even against your will,
It takes the money out.
Yes, it takes the money out. And when you give a particular deadline, let's say this money is only due by next year, February, you can be dying. It will not unlock for you. Yeah,
until that date.
In fact, for me, I have tried to call some particular, when I was using this thing, I would try to call and then they will tell you, I'm sorry, we are sorry, there's nothing we can do about it. You made that decision. So these are the things that fintech, technology, with the head of your fintech has helped us to simplify our budgeting habits. Thank you.
All right. Now, I mean, you've talked about this and of course how technology has made things a whole lot easier. You talked about like the autosave, which frankly is something I also employ because I know how I am when it comes to money. You know, that whole flexing thing. It happens every now and then. So you need to give yourself brain and use those things. But looking at all that, having said all that, is there any way that these apps and technology as well can actually make budgeting a fun experience to have?
Yes, actually. Again, I'm a very practical example of this because I love when I can gamify things, right? I love to really, really gamify. It excites me. And I think that is one of the ways in which I've been able to budget my life so far. So yeah, there's a place of gamification. So you can be able to, gamify. So it's, for example, right? Let's say you aim, okay, a practical example. Let's say that you earn like 80,000 naira in a monthly, and then this is the way I do it. So I write down all the list of things that I want to do, and then I put the particular tags and all of that, the money, I allocate all the money, yes. Okay. And then I also do weekly. So it's like for every week, this is the amount that I'm going to spend, and then I lock it. This is the amount that I'm going to spend, and then I lock it, and all of that. So what happens, where the exciting, I think the whole processes or the whole process of this thing is where the excitement comes into play. And then, yeah, you can also, there are features where you can, with your friends, there is competition. There's competition where you can get into a saving competition with your friend. There are features like that where you can invite this couple of your friends. Oh, let's contribute 5,000 naira every month and all of that. And yes, I mean, there is excitement. You have not paid. This person has paid. This person has paid. This person has not paid, and all of that. So there is a place of gamification. And then one of the things that we are currently building, we in the fintechs are currently building, is that there is this thing where you can also rate your savings or your budgeting skills through let's say, what is your YX score?
Okay.
So what is this score? What is that? And then people will tell you, oh, I'm still in kindergarten. Oh, I'm still in this, I'm still in GSS3. So all of this makes it even more fun. I mean, by the end of every month, we can send you an email telling you, oh, you are still in kindergarten, by the way you have graduated. So it makes all of these things fun. You do not want to get C3 again, or you just want to get A1. You see people getting A1, and then we can also highlight people that are doing well. So these things are getting even more interesting every day. And it's also kind of the good part of FOMO, that's fear of missing out. So there's also good part of it, and yeah, we can also incorporate that and make it very interesting. Thank you.
Okay, let me take a message here on WhatsApp from Sir James, who says, in the midst of an economy filled with lots of uncertainties, especially like that of Nigeria, where the economic policies are taking more money from my revenue without increase in revenue. How else can we save, especially where our revenue can no longer meet our basic needs? What do you have to say about that? I mean, of course, despite the fact that there's so much going on in the economy, but there still has to be some money to fall back on some way, somehow. Is there any way that it can be stretched here, Nate?
Yes. So now that can be likened to being in a stressful situation, right? Where your take home is no longer able to take you home. Future expenses. How can I save towards my next goal, right?
Right.
One way to do that in situations like this. One way to do that in situations like this is to look at your expenditures, right? And now I can bring technology into that. Now with technology, you're able to see how you are spending. You can pull out your monthly statement and see what you spend your money on if you are truly doing cashless, right? And you can see how much I spent on this and that. And then you ask yourself, do I really need to spend on this? Did I need to go to 3 movies in a month? I can cut back.
Okay.
Instead of 3 movies, I go for 1, right? Instead of eating
Right.
out every weekend, I cut back on that. And not just cut back, that amount, if I have that, I put it aside, right? I can save it either on a fixed deposit or I can invest it for a short time. You know, there are a lot of investment tools and portfolios out there for short term and long term. So my suggestion would be in situations like that, when you make that savings, don't keep it. Invest it in something at least that can give you either a short-term gratification, a short-term reward, or lock it in where you cannot touch it, like Bukola said earlier. And then at the maturity, you have that, you can see how much you've saved. You're like, oh, this is how much I've been eating every month on things that I can survive without, right? I don't have to go to club every weekend, right? I can go once in a month and save all that money. So that's a practical example. Now, instead of buying like going shopping every month and buying multiple clothes, as long as my clothes are not torn, I can skip 1 month. You know, these are just little examples of disciplines we can incorporate during difficult financial situations to save more money.
All right. Man, this has been such an interesting conversation this evening, and time is just flying by like a Gulf Stream. But I need to ask this before we round up the conversation. Does effective budgeting also translate to the office, especially for those people who are self-employed who do their own thing? There's no salary coming in and all that. Does it translate to the office as well?
Absolutely, it does translate. In fact, I would say that self-employed individuals should do budgeting even more, right? Because you want to see your cash flow. How's your money coming in? How's it going out? How much are you keeping for operation? How much are you keeping for salaries and all that? Now, at the end of the day, they need to know too that it's not every money that comes in is your profit, right? Some of them are like cost of goods, right? So for example, if a small business person is into selling of clothes, and he said, okay, this month I made 1 million naira from sales, but that's not your profit, right? Now, effective budgeting comes in. How much did I spend to buy these clothes? How much did I spend to advertise for these clothes to be sold? How much did I pay for my store and all that? So they need to closely have like a laser focus attention on their spending to be able to itemize where the money is going, how much is actually a profit, and how they will need to do a turnover to increase that profit into a bigger profit next time. Instead of like thinking that, okay, I have all this money coming in, but they're not really your money. They are all cost of goods, money that came in, and probably 10 or 20% of that is your profit. So it's important for self-employed folks to keep a close watch on their budget.
All right, self-employed people, business people, that message was directed at you big time. You need to keep an eye on your finances, budgeting. Don't think, 1 million came in the month. That's your profit. No, you need to sit down and look at the numbers very, very carefully. Thank you so much for spreading this knowledge this evening. It's been such a great time having my 2 guests with me on the show on personal finance. Nathaniel Ikechi, the founder and CEO of Funds FinTech Company, as well as Bukola Aladesulu. She is the content strategist at Funds. Nathaniel, for anyone who'd love to, should I say, have conversations with you about budgeting and all that, where can they find you on social media, on Instagram, Twitter, maybe LinkedIn, perhaps?
Yes, I believe, I won't say for sure that 100% I'm the only Nathaniel Ikechi on LinkedIn, but definitely on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at Nate_Chi, which is Nate, NATE_CHI. They can reach me there on Twitter. And then for our company, they can also reach us on Instagram. We communicate with a lot of Nigerians on that. Funds the underscore NG, which is FUNZ_NG. You can leave a message for us there. We have a lot of content out there on personal finance, and you can talk to us from there. Yeah.
All right, absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. And thank you as well, Bukola, for joining me this evening. Absolute pleasure talking to the both of you.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Ayo, for having us. Appreciate it.
All right, we've come to the end of Personal Finance right here on Smooth 98.1. Great conversation we've had this evening. We do this every Wednesday, 5:15 p.m. on the Smooth Drive, Smooth 98.1. The Smooth Drive will continue. There's more great music to come as we journey along to the 6 o'clock hour. Don't go anywhere, Lagos. Stay with us.